Hey everyone, I'm Mindy, and some of you guys may know me from my hair channel, Cute Girls Hairstyles, where I show you lots of great things to do with your hair like twists and braids and all kinds of fun things. Besides my hair channel, I am also a mother to 6 children. So there's 8 of us in my family. There's me and then my husband, Sean, and of course our 6 children, and they range in ages from 13, are my twins, all the way down to my baby who's 2. Now, you can imagine that being a mother of a large family, I have over the years learned quite a bit about parenting. And one of the things I've learned is that the more sources of information you have and the more people you can glean ideas from, the better parent you're going to become. So I'd love to share some of my insights with you. I'll be on the Mom's View every week answering your questions about all things family. So let's get to it. I love this question I got from Mia. She asks, how do you teach your children to be independent and responsible? Thank you for the question, Mia. I really appreciate it. Now, for me, this question actually has 2 parts. How to teach your kids to be independent, and then how to teach them to be responsible. So I'm going to touch on independence first. The best way for me to teach my kids to be independent is by allowing them to have a lot of freedom. As a mother of 6, I can't physically be everywhere at the same time and watching all of them and kind of hovering to make sure that they're doing everything they should be doing. That allows me the opportunity as a mother to give them some independence, to make their own decisions and to have their own consequences as well. Now, one of the things I think is really great about independence is allowing for natural consequences. Natural consequences are what happens if your child makes a mistake on their own. It's what happens naturally. I don't need to come in and swoop in and save them as a mother, although sometimes you want to, right? Allowing for independence can be difficult with your own kids, but it's just allowing them to experience those mistakes and those natural consequences on their own. For example, like if one of my children is toddling around the house, I don't typically, hover and, oh no, don't let the baby fall down, because I kind of think the baby learns from those mistakes. Now, granted, you don't want your baby falling down a flight of stairs, but simple things where the price tags are little and natural and normal are great. So I always think of it in terms of price tags. If the price tag is little, it's a great time for you to let them have some independence and learn from their natural consequences. If the price tag is big, that's when you step in as a parent and you take over the situation. On the responsibility side of this question, I feel like each child is going to interpret and learn responsibility in a different way. No kid comes with a manual, even though we wish they did. So every child is going to implement and interpret the things that you're teaching them just slightly different. So you have to be flexible and willing to sort of morph and change things based on what's working for you. Now, in our house, what works is that we think of our house as like a mini economy. There's the world, and then our house is like a mini universe or a mini world. And within that world, everyone plays a role and has a function. And if that's happening, then our society functions very well. So if it's not happening, everything can fall apart. And often it does in my house. The kids just completely disintegrate. But most of the time, ideally, every kid is given jobs and their responsibility is that they're going to do those jobs. And when that happens, then the whole house functions and flows and works and everything is smooth. For example, if you were going to come visit me in the morning in my little house economy, what you would see happening is that I would be in the bathroom probably doing either my own hair and clothes or helping my other kids get their hair done. Now, if you went into the kitchen, you would find that Sean is often kind of taking the task of making sure everything's flowing smoothly and making breakfast, where Brooklyn and Bailey's job in the morning is to help the littles get ready for the day. And my other daughter gets the dog fed and empties the garbages, and the other daughter helps to clean up the kitchen so that when they leave for school, we have a clean, relatively clean house. The babies are all dressed for the day, and we're all ready to go and start our day off. Now, ideally, that happens. Sometimes it doesn't, and that's where the flexibility of teaching your own kids plays in. Those are just some basic tips that I use to teach my kids both independence and responsibility. I hope that it helps you guys. Now, I know that every parent parents a little bit differently, so I'd love to hear your feedback and suggestions as well. Or if you have questions about family, be sure to comment or leave a tweet for us at The Mom's View, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
And you guys have kids back in school. Everybody is back officially. Kayli, how do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that? My heart is broken. This year has been the hardest year because Gage is in all-day kindergarten. Yeah. So I have no kids at home. Like, no kids at home.
You need
I don't know what to do
baby
with
soon.
myself.
Yeah.
That's so funny because
Yeah.
I know some parents that would be like, yes!
I know, I'm just not one of those. I just like need my kids there.